everyone, we are back in the facial room and Oriana is going to have a facial with me. So today I'm doing a very basic facial. It's what I call my basic facial. It's just a monthly kind of facial that I do just to help really boost the skin, and it also gives me an opportunity to learn about my client's skin or any problem areas that they may have. So here we go, we will begin. So today I'm going to be beginning with, as I begin all my facials, our facial mask, the Be Andrew Skincare Facial Mask, which is a very light, smells good. What do you smell? Yeah. It's very light. It's built with magnesium. It's incredible for just doing a fine layer. Notice that I'm using a nice little brush. It goes on cold. Sorry, sweetheart. Woo! Surprise! And I just do a very light layer. It doesn't take a whole lot. It's different than a lot of masks. You don't have to worry about it being very thick. Just the lightest amount works very nicely. And you notice it smooths on the skin. How's it feel?
It's good. It smells really good too.
People often ask me, well, what is the smell? Because it's so amazing. Is it eucalyptus? First of all, there's no eucalyptus in it. Eucalyptus is very drying on the skin, so make that note. It does have rosemary, which rosemary often gives you that idea or that feeling of that aromatic kind of idea of eucalyptus, because rosemary is very healing to the skin. The mask is also, I developed this mask actually almost 20 years ago. It's built with a large portion of magnesium, and magnesium is one of the most essential things to good skin, and it's one of the things that is the most depleted. So it helps hydrate the skin and bring balance back, as well as there are benenites and then red rosoli clay, which all have different properties. The benenite is light. It is not just strictly benenite. We also use a Dead Sea salt, as well as some other amazing ingredients just to help for the healing and wellness of the skin. So how's that feeling?
It's good. It's very calming. I kind of like that it's chilly to the temperature.
Yeah, it goes on cool,
Yeah.
and the nice thing is that it's not. I've had masks that can be very harsh and cause like almost a burning sensation. So this is the mask. It's the Be Andrew Skincare Facial Mask. And I use it for all different types of things. I can use it to remove poison in a bite. Now, you're going to notice that I have my steamer going. And that's because immediately I want to begin to bring some steam while I have the mask on her face. At home, you could just use a warm compress. Leave it on a few moments and then just hold a nice warm compress, which I'm going to do too. But I wanted to start to bring some steam to the skin and to the cells, which kind of helps open up the pores and also begins to help the absorption of the mask. It also gives you an incredible aromatherapy. You notice that? Can you smell the aroma in that? Feels good, smells good. Can you feel the steam? I'm not burning you, am I?
No.
Hot? Okay. I just want to make sure I'm not getting a nice hot spot. These things are wonderful, but sometimes aiming them can be a little distracting or getting them where they are. Now at this point, what I normally will do after I have a few moments of steam, I talk to my client and have them just relaxing, because this is just a calming and relaxation. You can also take the mask all the way down the neck if you want to work with the neck, or you want to work with a specific area. The mask can be used on any sort of poisonous bite. It can be used for sun damage, or it can be used for cleansing or purification or just hydration of the skin. Or if you're really wanting a younger appearance, I encourage the mask because it has that incredible magnesium in it, which helps rebuild bonds. So now that she's had a few moments of steam, I'm going to sneak over here and get a hot steam towel, which I have all ready and prepped. And I like using steam towels, and steam towels are easy at home too, because you can put together a nice little warm steam towel, because that allows me to actually have contact with moisture on the mask. And you'll notice that I'm not waiting for the mask to dry and get hard. Although you can walk around the house and do your chores for 10-15 minutes and then shower it off. I just tend to like it more in a spa way. So this is a nice warm towel right now. How does that feel?
Mm-hmm.
It's so relaxing and it's so soothing to the eyes too. And at this point, I just come in and apply some gentle pressure. This is also a time that I like to work with some different pressure points. I'm very big on massage therapy, working with the lymph, as well as working with sinuses and all the different pressure points and acupressure points that are located in the face. It's actually quite incredible. I could spend all day just talking about that, but we're more here today about Oriana's facial. How's that feel?
This feels awesome.
And then just like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
I look at these facials as a time to pamper my clients. And what I try to teach them too is that when they're doing their facial, it's a time to pamper yourself. Look at it as a ritual for yourself and just taking care of your skin. And there's nothing like spending a little time for ourselves. We all need it. God knows we don't give it to ourselves very often, do we? Mm. She said, mm. And what you'll notice is I'm applying pressure across the jawline. More importantly, I'm working with some different pressure points. Can you feel those points?
Mm-hmm.
So now at this point, using the towel is my way to also remove the mask, which works so gently. And then I don't have to do any harsh rubbing or anything. And she's nice and red right now because I've got the heat and the mask. And then and it's nice because it'll wash out, so it won't ruin your linens at home. And then I just kind of remove any excess mask. Now at this point, her skin is really ready for me to begin to work. Notice I did not cleanse her skin first. I started with the mask so that I could begin to open the pores and bring in some magnesium and actually feed the skin right away. At this point, the next product that I go to and what I normally do in my facial is I move to our exfoliation cream. And the exfoliation cream is both a moisturizer and a very, very fine pumice, so that it works with even fine skin or very delicate skin, as well as coarse skin. But it also helps us take away the dead skin layer on the surface of the skin. So I'm just going to do like 2 squirts in my hand. And what I generally do in the facial is I just begin to work my little zones, the forehead, the chin. I'll apply a little to each of the cheeks. And then I will apply to both of my fingertips, and I'll begin to massage in a very gentle circular motion. How does that feel?
Very good. It smells good too.
Can you feel the little bitty teeny weeny pumice?
Yes, but it's very tiny. It doesn't feel like you're scratching me or like it's super rough.
Or like I'm hurting you, or yeah. And too, you know, like we said in the interview, Oriana has a combination skin. So there are parts of her skin that are very fine. She also has very light skin, meaning that, you know, she's going to turn red really fast, and the sun can be really harmful to her. But there are areas where the pores are really fine, and then there are areas on her cheek where they're a little larger. And at this point, I want to work to exfoliate the layer, that top surface layer. I don't like exfoliating beyond the first layer, the transdermal layer, because I feel like you're always leaving the skin open to anything at that point. So you want to take away what needs to go without removing the good stuff underneath. I always work the bridge of the nose and around the lip, jaw, underneath, around the sides, across the forehead. And I always work in little light circular movements. I never apply a lot of pressure, don't need to. I don't want to cause damage or irritation, I just want to take away that nice layer. And once I feel like that I've gotten that all loosened up, I will basically go to, again, a nice cloth, a soft cloth, and I go to warm water. And then I just slowly remove the excess. Exfoliation mask. Kind of interesting feeling, isn't it?
Doesn't feel bad though. It's very gentle. It doesn't feel harsh.
Which I think is important. I think sometimes exfoliators can be very rough on the skin, and they can actually, to me, in my opinion, do a little more damage than they do good because they irritate the skin. And as you can see, her skin is not irritated. It's a little red because we have the heat and the steam. And notice I still have the steam moving because I want to exfoliate that dead stuff off on the outer superficial layer, but I don't want to cause damage. So I'll just do one more little pass with my cloth, try to get whatever is left or that I might have missed. I've been known to leave a little in the nose. Just heads up. Had to bring comedy in. I never reuse the cloth when I'm done. It goes into the pile of all the rags that are going to be clean. So next step for me is to actually apply my facial cleanser. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be working with the B. Andrews Salon and Spa facial cleanser. I love this stuff. This is one of our most popular products because it works on all spectrums, from taking makeup off to just anti-aging. There are so many healthy things in here. So moving on, I like to use cleansing pads. And so what I'll do is I usually will wet the pads, and I will take and put a small squirt of the cleanser on the pads like this, and then gently I will work them together to create a little bit of what I call a natural lather, because it's not like a store-bought lather. This is a very natural product, so it's made from whole food items. And then I'll just work in gentle circular motion. And again, I love the smell of the cleanser too as well, because it has a whole different feel and smell. And this allows me to cleanse away everything that I've exfoliated and all the stuff I did with the mask. So I'm actually using the cleanser as a finishing rather than a beginning. That's not to say if a client comes in who has makeup on that you might not want to remove the makeup. I usually do that with my serum, which I'll get to in a moment. I have a running joke with a lot of my clients that they know that this part they're going to end up feeling squeaky clean. And I'll see how Oriana feels here in a minute when we get to the squeaky clean part. It's just because this cleanser is not bombarded with chemicals. So there are no chemicals in our products. They're all made by food grade ingredients that we actually do here and create here in the lab. So our products are almost like you would have whole food. There's the squeaky clean I was talking about.
Yeah, it's actually squeaking.
You actually go, wait a minute, how do you do that? So, and I kind of like it too because I know nothing's been left. You know, gotta go behind the ears, make sure I didn't leave any. Again, another thing that I love about these pads is that you can wash and sanitize them as well, so that you're not destroying the planet with lots of excess. So these I always like to reuse. I like recycle. So those go in my pile. Now at this point, her face has been cleansed. We've done some exfoliation. We've done a light mask. And we've been using the steam. Generally at this point, I tend to want to slow the steam down and back the steam away. But in order to do that, I want to also bring a cooling agent to the face, which is more refreshing than anything. And so I'm going to move to the B. Andrews Skincare Facial Mist Toner. It's called toner. I don't like that word. I tend to refer to it as a mist. There's no astringent in here. So there's no alcohol, there's nothing like that. This is nothing more than pure water-based, distilled water-based vitamins in their purity and are a form of just creation of some essential oils that really calm, soothe, and bring healing about the skin. So you're going to feel a squirt, and it feels like a cold mist or shower. It smells absolutely delicious. Often I do that myself because I just love it. How's that feel, Oriana?
It's good. It almost smells like an herbal perfume.
Yeah, and it's so healing. I also like to take and mist a pad, little eye pad, and I put them over the eyes for a moment because I feel like it's very relaxing. And it also gives me an opportunity to work with just my hands, my fingertips, and the product, so I can actually feel. I can actually do a little bit of movement through some points, including the lymph, and at this point I usually will do a little bit of a lymph flush. And I'm not here today to educate you on that, but it's just a moment of just opening up some areas in through the lymph system so that you can actually have that natural flush of the lymph. Lymph is a very gentle thing. It's a very gentle massage. But it does so much for just helping move stuff, especially when you have sinuses and you live in Florida and we deal with the humidity and all those things. Then I will just gently kind of move this around. So at this point, we're going to move to the serum. And so what I'd like to do is just introduce the Cleopatra Herbal Serum today. And I'm going to be using the Cleopatra Herbal Serum with Oriana because, well, for several reasons. There are two serums. We have both the Myrrh Serum and the Herbal Serum. I've chosen the Herbal Serum because it's more broad spectrum, and she's younger. And what I really want to do is address all the different hormone things that are happening. So there are herbs and resins in here that will help her and assist her in maintaining a more healthy, vivacious skin, as well as promote the natural pH bond and help her to rebuild that natural protection to the sun, as well as not clog her pores, but to bring moisture. So I'm also going to shut up and do a little more massage than anything as I work this serum in. So literally I only have a couple of drops here. I'm going to take and just apply a little bit in some areas. It doesn't take a whole lot. Now I'm cheating because I always do head and neck massages, so I find that very relaxing for my client, which is not so much about the facial, but just the relaxing as well as working with different points in the head and the face and the neck. Coming to this world of aesthetics, I was first a massage therapist, and so it really came in handy when you came into the actual working of with the head and the neck and understanding how the lymph system works and just relaxation too, which I think is just as important in the facial as the facial itself. I don't know, what do you think, Oriana?
Can I live here?
Yeah, I'll just stay here. I'll just stay here. Of course, in my facials, I never try to go into deep tissue or anything like that. It's more relaxation and just working with some different pressure zones as well as stress. We always find stress in the occipital, which is at the base of the skull. Everybody has it. It's always nice to just have that quiet time to move away. So if you are wondering about natural organic skincare, I'm always here. I'm always booking clients and would love to do a facial with you. Everybody is different. Everybody has different skincare concerns. But today this is a basic facial with me. It runs about $45. And Oriana was gracious enough to come in and let me do this on film and come back and share her experiences. We're going to finish our facial, but I'm also going to have her talk a few minutes at the end about what it was like for her, and we'll see you on Thursday.